Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 6th of January, 2016. Boy, tough to get those years right, isn't it? Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract daily chart, and stayed very much inside of the prior day's range on Tuesday. Volume was 1.75 billion shares, which isn't bad, but we did have a volume warning early on, so that was a little less exciting than the prior day where we traded 2 billion shares. Let's go through some of the major indices. Crude oil rose 35 cents to 36.3250, still very low and cheap. Gold rose $1.80, but still sitting down in the range it's been for the last month and a half. The S&P ended up closing up 4 points after bouncing around in both directions and going nowhere for the session. NDX Nasdaq 100 down 13.08. Keep watching that red static trend line, which is basically the low of Tuesday. If we crack that, we're going to be in some trouble, I think, on the Nasdaq. SOX index lost 6.81. Watch that 640 level. That's going to be critical there. Biotech's down just 6.5, which is not much for the biotech index. Look at that red static trend line as a target on that one. We got the VIX down $1.36 to 1934 after hitting that green static trend line so precisely the other day. The trend closed at 1.26, and that's about where the 10-day moving average is, so that doesn't give us a lot of information. As I said, NASDAQ volume closed at 1.75 billion. The advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was plus 130, which is close to neutral. The advanced decline ratio on the New York was plus 536, which is positive. Google gained $2.09, still down from that 13 sell signal and the risk line of that sell signal. Apple, on the other hand, lost $2.64. It's the lowest close in over a year on Apple. Amazon down 320. Does not look good if it breaks that 625 level, which I suspect it will here. Netflix down $2.30. Put call ratio closed at 0.936. All right, so what did the intraday action look like? Let's take a look. 5-minute candles, pretty flat. Notice that the prior day we had gapped down big, wiggled around, and ended up closing at least stock market session very near where it had opened. And then the futures aftermarket rose a little bit more. Today, on Tuesday, we opened flat, and we closed flat. We closed basically right where we opened. And we changed market direction under our market directional measurement 7 times. So a lot of back and forth choppy action. We traded only half of average daily range, which is not great. Still had some nice futures winners. We're 3 for 3 in Forex so far this year. Some stock stuff also triggered. So, it's better than obviously the last 2 weeks of the year, but we'd love to get some consistency, get away from these gaps, and just get a clean move in the market that we can trade. What do we have for data coming out this next on Wednesday here? Lots of it. We've got the MBA mortgage index. We've got the ADP employment change. We've got trade balance an hour before the bell. That's a big number that can rock the market. We've got factory orders and ISM services 30 minutes in, and then crude oil inventories an hour in. That will be through Wednesday. That's about going to get us to the halfway point in terms of data this week. There's a lot of data coming out Thursday and especially Friday. So be prepared for that. We'll talk about that in tomorrow night's preview. Other than that, straightforward trading day. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out making some money for a couple weeks. And as usual, if you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Have a great trading Wednesday.